Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the FBTV live stream. Today is Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. And yes, we're edging ever closer to 2021. But tomorrow, forget about 2020, what's been going on over the last 10, almost 11 months. It's been nuts, but tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Today, we're getting the turkey ready. Matter of fact, I put mine in the brine Sunday night. It's coming out this afternoon. I'm going to give it a bath. I know some of you say, no, you don't wash your turkey. Well, you do if it's been in brine. Okay, you rinse it off, pat it down. It's going back into the refrigerator tonight. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., it's going into the pellet smoker. And hopefully, 5-6 hours later, we have a smoked turkey. If you've never had a smoked turkey before, man, you don't know what you're missing. Don't know what you're missing. I know a lot of holiday plans have been changed this week or this year because of the coronavirus. I know my wife, she normally gets together with her family on New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving Eve. They do their things on eves. And pretty much what's happening there, she got a big family, and I kind of take a back seat on those things because, well, love them to death, but it's the in-laws, man. No, if any of my in-laws are watching this, I'm just, it's a joke, but they know I don't get involved with a lot of those big family things. And I tell you, I had my brother-in-law. I went to a family reunion, her side. I don't know. It's been a while back, but he made a comment. Yeah, I go to family reunions to meet women. He was kidding, I hope. But anyway, neither here nor there. All right, big plans for Thanksgiving. I know what I'm doing. Matter of fact, here after a while, I'm the lead consultant for Taltoa, and I'll be headed home here in a little bit. And I will be helping my wife somewhat with the kitchen stuff. I'm going to be, getting the deviled eggs ready. Well, boiling the eggs anyway. And there's a right way to do that, too. If you've been just putting the hard boil or the eggs in the pot of water and just let them boil for 15, 20 minutes or so, man, you really mess up. Okay, here's my recipe tip for the day. If you're boiling eggs, that's about like boiling water, but there is a right way to do it, and they come out a lot better. Take your egg, put it in the boiling water, or put it in the water. Don't boil, just put it in the water with some salt. And when it starts to boil, turn the burner off, put a lid over them, and 12 minutes later, you got a perfect hard-boiled egg. Now, the true recipe that I came across said that you should actually leave the pot on the burner and let it cool down by itself. But I found, I've got an electric stove, and I find if I do that, they get just a little bit overdone. So I generally take it off that burner within a minute or two and let it go from there, and you'll find that it's a real tasty hard-boiled egg. Now, a trick to it, too, and you've probably seen these videos on YouTube, but 12 minutes, you put them in cold water, you ice them down, let them sit in that ice water for a couple of minutes, cold. Get them to stop cooking, and you're going to find they're real easy to peel that shell off of. All right. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's thinking about food. We are too, and just thought I'd share that with you. Speaking of food, tomorrow, if you are a driver, we spent 2 minutes trying to figure this out this morning on the FBTV radio show. If you're not tuning into that, you can just go to the FBTV website, Freight Broker TV website. Right here, you can listen to the FBTV radio show. It's going 24/7. If you want, you got an iPhone, you can download this app and when you get it downloaded, you can add the stream into that app, and there's the stream right there. All you got to do is just type it in, click save, and now you got it, and you can take FBTV radio with you wherever you go, because, yeah, we are broadcasting 24/7. But and every morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday, we get together for an hour. We call it the kitchen table, and we talk about everything. We solve the world's problems during that hour, and then we go about our merry way, and nothing ever gets really solved. But anyway, you get the idea. But anyway, this morning we spent a couple of minutes trying to figure out exactly where Boise Stage Stop was in Idaho, and it turns out it's on Interstate 84. Okay, but if you're driving tomorrow, you're on the road working, or shoot, man, maybe you live in Boise. Well, Boise Stage Stop, if you got a CDL, they're going to give you a free Thanksgiving dinner. They've been doing this for 14 years, but check it out. And don't forget, if you're traveling, and a lot of people are, regardless of what they're saying, a lot of people are traveling. I mean, look at the airports. I think a lot of people at LAX, I saw pictures of LAX. I think people are just trying to get out of California because of Newsom, but that's neither here nor there. But click it or ticket time. Police all over the country. They're looking for people that aren't buckled up, so buckle up for safety. Did you hear about this lady up in Edinburgh, Texas? She had a parking ticket, $400 parking ticket for parking her truck at home, big truck. Apparently, Edinburgh has a law that says you can't do that. And they gave her a $400 ticket. The lady, we'll call her Alicia, because that's her name, but she says she wasn't aware of any such ordinance, and that she was disappointed with the city officials for cracking down on truck drivers. And I get it. I would be kind of upset with them, too, if I lived in that area. I mean, you go down to the dollar store and you got TP on the shelf. Hey, you know what I mean? I don't understand why they gave her a ticket. Why did they not? Hey, you're going to have to move that. We're going to have to give you a ticket if you don't move it. So it kind of makes me think there might have been more to that story. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, big story today is a holdover from yesterday. Rand McNally ELDs. If you're a driver, you've got a Rand McNally ELD. You have probably been experiencing issues with that ELD. Issues might be certifying logs, not able to access your record of duty status from the day or the prior 7 days. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. And drivers have been saying they are having problems reaching Rand McNally for help. As of yesterday afternoon, the Rand McNally website was down. I wonder if it's up now. Do I have time? Bear with me. Let's take a peek. Because you know you want me to do this. Rand McNally. Uh-oh, here we go. It's still down. If you look, randmcnally.com. Okay, that's kind of spooky. And the reason that's kind of spooky, there's a lot of people relying on these ELDs. And that's sad, too. Rand McNally, man, that was the Atlas to buy. You know, they had the commercial motor carrier Atlas. And what's happened over the years? They had the Rand McNally mileage program. But anyway, Rand McNally sent out a notice to his customers yesterday, and you have to wonder if this is a bluff, this is a stall. You don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. But their notice said, as you may be aware, Rand McNally recently discovered a disruption to certain portions of our computer and phone network and your website. They don't say that here, but obviously I just showed it to you. We recommend an immediate investigation. We commenced. I was going to say, we commenced an immediate investigation that included taking certain systems offline, maybe that's their website, and are working with specialists to determine the nature and the scope of the event. They go on to say they are working diligently to restore the functionality of their systems to minimize downtime, particularly for regulated and essential industry sectors. On Monday, the Rand McNally Facebook page had a similar comment referencing the disruptions. OIDA is saying that the solution for truck drivers using a Rand McNally ELD is go old school. Can you believe it? Old school. Old school, we're talking about 3 years ago. Logbooks, 2 years ago, whatever. Yeah, it was about 2 years ago next month, wasn't it? Yep. OIDA says the first thing a driver should do is construct some sort of letter to their carrier, even if it's the driver that is the carrier, documenting that there is an ELD malfunction, what the malfunction was or is, and from that moment, you have 8 days. Before you can get that fixed, you can run paper logs. Now, if it's going to take longer than 8 days to fix, OIDA says you can file for an extension through the FMCSA, doing essentially the same thing, sending the letter to the FMCSA so they can make a determination. You want to start working on doing that now. Rand McNally filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection earlier this year. Company was bought out last month. We don't know if, nobody knows if this has anything to do with the current situation or not, but that's a big issue. It's going to be interesting to see how the FMCSA handles that. But anyway, that is that. What else is going on? Okay, if you are an insider, yesterday we did a live stream broadcast in the insider area. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, right here. Let me pull that up. Here's the FBTV Insider. And if we scroll down here a little bit, you go into the Insider right there, and here's the Insider Live broadcast. If you wonder what's going on over my shoulder, that's the 24/7 FBTV 24/7 TV. And there I am on TV on the FBTV. You can access that from the FBTV website or in the Insider. But yeah, we did a live broadcast yesterday. And you can see those here. Matter of fact, yesterday we focused on double brokering. We do these live streams, live broadcasts in the FBTV Insider. And yesterday was double brokering. Went into a lot of information, trying to clear up some things, because anytime I've been looking at things pertaining to double brokering, it has... I've always found a lot of misinformation about double brokering. And the misinformation I'm talking about, people are calling it double brokering. They're saying it's illegal. But when you actually get into what they're actually talking about, they're not talking about true double brokering. They're talking about trip leasing. Trip leasing, yes, it is illegal. It's something that was made illegal with the passage of MAP 21. But double brokering, not so much. Now, double brokering is very frowned upon in the industry, and in this video I go into detail about that, but and double brokering and the way it's done correctly. But the problem with double brokering, if it's a blind double broker situation, what I mean by blind double broker, one broker doesn't know that they're being brokered by another broker. That honestly, in today's world, that'd be pretty hard to do. But a lot of brokers will have contracts with other brokers. So maybe this broker has the truck or the load, and this broker has the truck. Okay, and they work together to put that load on that truck. Now, the reason double brokering is frowned upon is simply because a lot of double dipping can go on. In other words, okay, you got the shipper paying this amount to this broker's brokering it to another broker. The first broker's taking, their fees off the top. Then the second broker, they're taking more fees off the top. So by the time it gets to the actual truck, 25, 30, 40% of the rate has been skimmed off the top. Generally, it's not going to be that much because you're not going to find a truck to haul a load for that cheap unless there is a lot of money in the load. But so what a lot of brokers do, they do a contract. They work together. And generally, they're going to take, okay, this is going to be the rate, and whatever the net is, we're going to split it 50-50, bottom line. But anyway, we go into a lot more detail about double brokering in the video. So if you're an insider, you can check that out. If you are not an insider, you can register and become an insider for free, no charge, have access to all the insider public content. That's all of everything we do for the public. YouTube videos, podcast, radio shows, broadcast, everything we do, that's available in the insider. You can have access to that, no charge. Now, if you want access to the insider content, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. Yeah, $2.99 a month. $24.95 a year. You have access to the insider content. You can have more audios, videos, live broadcast. Matter of fact, Taltoa will throw things up there every once in a while from their actual training. You have access to all that stuff as well. All right, so check that out. Now, if you're not following us on Twitter, please do so. And please subscribe. Subscribe to our video or our YouTube channel. Click the bell, tell your friends. We're trying to build the channel up. YouTube, as you've probably heard, they're going to start playing commercials on everything. Last week, all the creators, they got the official notice from YouTube saying, hey, if you're not a member of the partnership program, we don't care anymore. We're going to play commercials on your videos, and we're not going to pay you a penny. So, we our plan with FBTV was never to monetize, to keep commercials off, but now we don't have a choice. But YouTube saying, hey, we're going to play them anyway. We're not going to give you anything. And that's not quite right. It's not right. And they know it. But thing is, they can do whatever they want to. And we got to live with it, because they told us, hey, if you don't like it, delete your channel. Okay, I get it. It's their toy. They can do whatever they want to with it, right? But subscribe to our channel. Help us grow. Help us build the channel because, hey, here's the deal. If they're going to play commercials anyway, we don't have any control over it. If we can make $1 here and there to help us offset the cost, because cameras, lighting, computers, all this at time, it takes money. It takes money, and that can help us out quite a bit. All right. What else going on in the industry? Okay, if you're a carrier, report just came out that operational costs fell from 2018 to 2019. It fell 9% decrease. Now, what we're getting at here, when we say carrier operational cost, and if you're a small trucking company, this is very important. And we've talked about this before in insider videos and with clients that I have through Taltoa. If you're a trucking company, if you're an owner-operator with one, it doesn't matter if you're working under your own authority or not. If you're an owner-operator, you're a driver, an owner-operator, you need to know the exact cost per mile for your truck. How much does it cost you to move that truck a mile down the road? Okay. That's where you find yourself, now you know where you got to be to make money. Okay. But anyway, that's what this is talking about. Operational costs fell from 2018 to 2019. And going into this, what it amounts to is the American Transportation Research Institute did a survey of trucking companies all over the country. And, overall, 9% increase. Of the carriers who responded, 28% were from fleets with 1,000 or more trucks. 19%, 250 to 1,000, 251 rather to 1,000 trucks. 13% were fleets with 101 to 250 power trucks, equipment units. 31% carriers with 26 to 100 trucks. 9% 5 to 25 trucks, and 1% had less than 5 trucks. So, yeah, a lot of this information coming from the big boys. Now, I read a thing it wasn't that long ago, but a few years back, that your big trucking companies, a lot of your big trucking companies actually make more money from what they sell their owner-operators than what they make on the freight movement. Like these large companies, not going to name any, but you can figure out who they are on your own. They're able to buy in bulk because they're such a large trucking company. They can buy in bulk, so they buy tires, they buy oil. They can go to truck stops, national truck stops, and get bigger discounts, com data fees, and things like they can negotiate all this. And yes, they pass on a penny or two savings here and there to the owner-operator, where the owner-operator feels like they're getting a pretty good deal. And they are, compared to if they had to buy it straight from the retailer that can't buy in bulk like the large trucking company. But the trucking company is really scoring big profit, off that stuff. But anyway, that's okay. That's part of business. I mean, I'm not going to fault the trucking company for doing that. But largest single item cost continued to be, what do you think it is? What do you think the largest line item cost is to operate a truck? If you said fuel, you're wrong. Driver pay. 32% of the operating cost per mile was driver pay. However, the combined percentage of driver wages and benefits fell slightly from 43% in 2018 to 42% in 2019. And now, this next bit, if you're a driver, a company driver, whatever, you're going to hear this and you're going, that's not right. But let me finish. Carriers in 2019 spent 53.3 cents per mile on driver wages. How many of you make 53 cents a mile? Go ahead, raise a hand. I didn't think so. But you got to remember that your benefits are included in that too. 16 cents per mile out of that 53.3 went to driver benefits. Fuel costs fell 9% in 2019. So overall, yeah, it had a pretty much decrease, but that's the highlights of what's going on. All right, here's a final poll. It's from overdrive.com, if you're not familiar with who they are. It's a website that has transportation industry news. We pull information from them quite a bit. Matter of fact, if you're an insider, let me go ahead and see if I can get back to here. If you're an insider, and this is available to those that are registered just for the public content. Whoop, wrong number. Let me get back out of here. Live, it's live. But if you're an insider, you register for the insider, go to best resources. No, not best resources. What am I talking about? Let me go back. I'm talking about the news. Go to the daily news. There's news for the transportation industry. We've got tons of it up here, all trucking and transportation related. So you can check that out from the FBTV Insider as well. And that's free content. It's not going to cost you anything. But yeah, we pull a lot of information from overdrive.com. But this is the final tally on the poll they've had up for a week or so. How are you spending your Thanksgiving holiday this year? Now, this may change on their poll because it's still ongoing, but, we had to pull the information off of it, what we could anyway, now. But how are you spending your Thanksgiving holiday this year? 71% of the respondents said that they're going to be at home or away with family and friends. 19% said they were going to be on the road working. 2% said they were going to be on the road but not working. They were taking time off, so I guess they're going to be traveling. And that's one thing I never wanted to do when I was a driver. I never wanted to come home and go travel. It's just, when I got home, I wanted to stay home. I wanted to find my spot and stay there until I had to leave. And, what I found out, a lot of you may experience the same thing, is the more you stay at that spot, the more lead it develops in your back pocket. But anyway, neither here nor there. Now, there's one other response here. 7% of the respondents said that, or they labeled what they were going to be doing this year for Thanksgiving was other. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what other might be. I have no clue. But anyway, 71% going to be at home or away with family and friends, 19% on the road, 2% on the road but not working, and a whopping 7% said they were going to be doing something else. All right. We got a lot of turkey information here, but we got other things we need to talk about before we get into that. Sensitech, if you're not familiar with them, they are a company. No, I'm going to. They're a supply chain intelligence company. Okay. Sensitech. Anyway, they are warning truckers and carriers to be on their guard. Going to be a lot of cargo thefts going on this weekend. During Thanksgiving weekends between 2015 and 2019, between 2015 and 2019, they recorded just under 3 thefts per day. They say that's 53% higher rate than throughout the year. Thanksgiving thefts primarily target, which is no brainer, electronics, miscellaneous, because, once the thieves, they don't know what's in the trailer until they open the door, obviously. And then you got home and garden. Sensitech obviously recommends taking safety precautions such as confirming a receiver's hours of operation for the holiday and planning for secure parking locations in case a shipment has to be stopped for an extended period of time. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, if you're a company driver, you're going to follow your company's instructions, but you got to be aware of this, what's going on. I know sometimes when I brought my truck home for the holidays or whatever, I find me a nice solid wall to back my trailer up to. So I wouldn't hit the wall, but just back it up enough so if somebody tried to break in, they couldn't open the door. That kind of thing. Notable thefts over Thanksgiving weekends from 2015 to 2019. Notable, the key word in this. 2015, a full truckload of televisions valued at $380,000 stolen from a Louisiana truck. 2016 in New Jersey, full truckload of footwear valued at $414,000. I said this during the radio show this morning. I will almost bet you that was Nike. Don't ask me why, it's just in my head. Could have been something else, but Nike probably. 2017 in Florida, facility theft of spirits valued at $481,000. Another full truckload of televisions in 2018 and out of California valued at $293,000. 2019 in Alabama, a full truckload of food and drinks valued at $100,000. And last year in Mississippi, a full truckload of home and garden valued at $100,000. And if you're a broker agent, you need to be staying ahead of the season right now. As far as prospecting, what you're going to be looking for, what you're going to be looking for coming back from the break. We are getting ready to enter the spring season. Home and garden. Matter of fact, you can tell just from the Sensitech report, home and garden is moving somewhat a little bit already, but it's going to really pick up at the first of the year. One thing right now that I'm hearing from all of my clients, and I'm having to reassure them because it's just that time of the year, things have stopped. It stopped. Everybody's looking at the holiday. They're ready for the holiday break. They're ready to go home, have the turkey dressing. They'll come back Monday, and then it's going to be that march up to the Christmas break. And then we come back in January, and things, it usually takes a few weeks for things start opening up. But here's what to expect. If you're a brand new broker, you're brand new in the industry. Well, I say brand new. You know, maybe you started in the industry here just recently, and you're building your customer base. Maybe not this year, but next year, you should have your customer base built up enough so that these holidays come around, you're making pretty good money. What's happening, trucking companies try to get their equipment home over the weekend, okay? Or not over the weekend, but for the holiday. Thanksgiving is the number 2 holiday. Obviously, Christmas is going to be the number 1 holiday. Now, we brought this up the other day. You know, if you're a driver on Monday and you got unloaded, you're watching that Qualcomm, or you're waiting for that phone to ring for that dispatcher to give you your load going home for the holidays. And if you don't get that call, you start sweating it. And if that call hasn't come by Tuesday, now you're really starting to feel anxious. Dispatchers are doing everything they can to get you home, obviously. At least that's what we hope. But, you know, some people do get hung out on the holiday. Now, as far as the broker goes, yeah, when you get into, you know, last Friday, the Friday before the holiday, the Monday before the holiday, yeah, everybody's trying to get home. You know, everybody's trying to get home. You should be moving a lot of freight because people are more concerned about being home for the holiday than they are the rate. Now, when Christmas comes up, we'll talk more about this when we get to Christmas, but what's going to happen, that's when you find more than... Well, just about every trucking company out there will allow their drivers to come home. A lot of them come home for the Christmas break, which means that they're bringing all their trucks back in off the road. They're not in the system. They're not scattered. So when they go back out on January 2nd, the trucking company isn't going to have enough shippers to be able to fill up, or enough loads from their customers to be able to fill up all the trucks to get them, you know, get out scattered again. And the trucking companies that may not usually use brokers are going to be using brokers to help them get loaded to get their trucks back out in what we will call the system. Now, for all the trucks to be, you know, scattered out, get back out there again, it's going to take a week, maybe 2 weeks. So that first couple of weeks after the holiday, it's going to be strange. It's going to be kind of strange, but hang in there, work through it, work on your prospecting, keep moving forward. All right, we've pretty much spent all the time. We've gone over, actually. Anything else in here we need to talk about before we call it a holiday? I think we pretty much got it covered. Anyway, FBTV is sponsored by Taltoa. If you're looking to get into the transportation industry, check out Taltoa, TALTOA.com. If you're wanting to be a freight broker agent, all kinds of programs available for you. You can pick the one that's best fit for you. Everything from on-demand through individual one-on-one live training, webinars, the whole 9 yards. Working on it, and we'll be talking more about this in the upcoming weeks. But if you've been wanting to start out as a dispatcher, that's something Taltoa is putting together, a dispatcher training program. Actually, dispatcher training and consulting program, so be looking for that. Okay, if you've got questions, comments, messages, feel free to email me, fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. You can call our studio line, 479-668-0213, obviously. Don't forget to check us out, freightbrokertv.com. We got the FBTV radio. It's going 24/7. FBTV broadcasting 24/7. Doing the kitchen table morning radio show on FBTV radio. Just a lot of things going on. So check us out. Have a good Thanksgiving. No, if you made other plans, go have a good Thanksgiving. You deserve it. It's been 2020. Everybody deserves this holiday. Go have a good one. Talk soon.